In immigration, you have the right to an attorney, but you have to find an attorney or find a pro bono attorney. So a lot of times it involves you pitching your case as to why you are worthy of representation, why you deserve to be heard.
Due to the public defender's office creating this division, we're able to reach a lot of people. We're able to make them feel included, whereas prior to this, they didn't really have a voice.
Vengo de Venezuela, vine a la razón a este país buscando asilo político. Después que llegué aquí, me detuvieron en la migración y estuve ahí detenido como por 8 días con mi bebé y la que era mi mujer en aquel entonces.
His case really evolved as we took it on. He had been the victim of a lot of trauma in his home country. He had also been the victim of trauma traveling to the United States, but also he was the victim of a stabbing in the United States, so he had difficulty adjusting to life in the United States. And the more we uncovered that, the more we realized he needed the support system of our social worker. We also needed to line up an evaluator, a forensic evaluator for him in order to document both what had happened to him psychologically, but he still had a lot of bruises on his bodies left over from what he endured in his home country.
For me as a social worker, I was able to call a client every single week, do check-ins with the client, check in their mental health, advocate while they're detained. Right? In this particular case, we were actually able to work with the client and the detention staff to get him medication for his PTSD-like symptoms. When released, I was able to help him come back to the city, able to get him resources for food, clothing, as well as help him with immigration appointments afterwards too.
In immigration law, the burden is on us to show why this person qualifies for relief, and we are working often on a very tight timeline.
There's just so much that goes into putting a filing together for immigration court. We're talking about, hundreds and hundreds of pages of evidence that the respondent has to submit.
Our paralegal supported him so much, and our social worker supported him so much, because even after we won his case, that wasn't the end of the journey for him. We still had to get his documents. So his I-94, which allows him to work and show that he did win his case, it took us probably 6 to 9 months.
So, mi futuro bien, pues todo bien, gracias a Dios ya pude obtener mi permiso de trabajo, mi seguro social, todos mis requisitos y pues me siento muy agradecido con Dios por todas las cosas buenas que me están pasando gracias a ustedes.
There is something that changes every single day, and it's been really difficult for us to keep up with all of the changes. When I first started, we were only covering Chicago Immigration Court, because that's what covered Wisconsin, Indiana, Kentucky, some of Oklahoma. But now it's expanded. It's not based on where they live, it is based where there's space. So an individual can be detained outside of our courthouses and be sent to a completely different state and be under the jurisdiction of a completely different state also. So I think that's also made it difficult for us to keep up, because now we're working in different circuits, not only the 7th Circuit.
I don't think that you can survive in this immigration system without having legal representation these days.
The attorneys and we are on hotline every Wednesday. So every Wednesday we get calls from individuals that are in detention who are seeking representation. And even though we've grown as a team and currently we have more attorneys, we still don't have enough to tell everyone, sure, we'll take your case. Sometimes we reach a capacity on our end where we just don't have the time to take on all these cases.
Funding this division is one of the first steps. Not only was it brave, but just continuing it, helping it expand, grow stronger, feeding it, will help really establish us above the rest, not only in local government, but setting an example to other people, hey, this is doable.